Is
falls
he
into the river of candy? Isn't it? You know how the last names of Willy Wonka?
Yeah.
There's like
Violet.
Mike TV, and he's like obsessed with TV, and right, and like Augustus Gloop, and he's like a glutton. You know, see what I'm getting at?
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I haven't. Have you seen it?
Was it good?
I really didn't like it, but then people that I liked it.
Oh yeah, the real film buffs love it. I think
that's what they say.
People don't understand
Some
a
people
Wonka.
think it's the best Hugh Grant movie. I'm just kidding. It goes about a boy.
Yeah.
Or wait. It goes. Willy, I don't know. Is it called Willy Wonka? I forget. I think it's called Wonka.
It's called Wonka.
He's like drop the just Wonka.
Yeah. So let me just begin. Okay. What is the premise? Oh yeah. Okay. There is no such thing as a good TV show.
Damn.
Okay. There obviously is such a thing as a good TV show, but there isn't really.
Okay, I rest my case.
But you know what I mean? Like there's okay. I'm not actually like trying to like make you argue against.
Conversation.
Yeah, it's
for sure.
Yeah. So
Something
basically,
to think about,
my thought has always been like, I've never been a TV person, and I think the reason, and obviously I've seen good television. I'm not trying to pretend that there's no such thing as like a good television show, but at the same time, I'm like, I don't know. Maybe it's an attention thing. Maybe it's the fact that I love plot. Like so much of television is about familiarity.
Yeah.
And I think films are not. Films. It depends, because obviously like we've also seen like a serialization of films happening, right? With like MCU and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm trying to figure out why I don't like television.
Well, that's interesting too, like talking about the serialization of it, because that part of that is because they're trying to like, I'm gonna speak in like general, like definitive statements, even though like there's definitely ways to parse all this, but I think what studio execs like Marvel and stuff like that want to do, and I think there's totally a place for it, is they want to reduce the friction to get somebody to go buy a ticket or go watch something. And when you rely on familiar IP and familiar characters and all that, big faces and all that, I think it just like makes it so much easier for a bunch of people to go and say, let's watch this.
I get that.
Yeah.
I understand how that functions.
Yeah.
What I am saying is I don't care about familiar faces as much. I just don't really care about feeling comforted by, watching the same family every, whatever Saturday, whether it's the Marvel films or, whatever TV show people watch. I think that's what they're seeking. They're seeking some level of comfort.
Yeah, I was talking to Abby about this earlier too, and I was saying like, because I was thinking a bit about like, why do I prefer turning on a TV show than a movie?
Yeah, and
I think one thing is like, is part of that familiarity. Like I know that in a movie, the first 20 minutes or so is all set up. A lot, not always. There's inversions of it.
Sure.
And so in my brain, I'm like, okay, like I have to like internalize all this new stuff, and then there is also like, not knowing that I'm not gonna like get to stay with this longer or whatever.
Yeah.
Like maybe I see the first part of a character's journey, but I don't see what happens next. That said, like, I think that there's different forms that work better for different stories, like, and I think there's also, even within TV, you can parse out the role of like that family that you spend week to week with in like a sitcom or something like that, and what that sort of comfort comes with it, and versus like something that takes advantage of the fact that you're building on characters week to week. That is like, I can tell a more complicated longer form story about, I think of like a Succession about like, these family.
Well, yeah, exactly. I mean, prestige TV was the so-called prestige television, right? Of that era, like that started with The Wire and The Sopranos and all those shows on HBO, AMC, Showtime, or whatever. Those were about like, I remember people were saying about those shows when they came out. They were like, television is now a writer's medium because you can really like develop a character and like you can really see like, arc development in these shows. And
I think as you're talking about this, I'm thinking about like there are vices in both filmmaking and in TV making, I think, that can make it not interesting, or like at least not as, if we're thinking about it from like an artistic angle, like vices in TV could just be like super relying on all trope plots, and like it's more of like, get your popcorn and like have something familiar that you go into. But like in television making, there are a ton of action or rom-com movies, which I love, by the way, that are just, the shots are all from the same palette. There's a lexicon of like ways of plays to pull on all this stuff that they hit beat for beat, and they know that this is going to make X money, and it gets into that whole like, movie business side of it. Yeah. But it also like serves a role, in that sense, where some people just want to go see it. And know exactly what they're getting out of it.
Yeah, no, of course. I mean, I get how it functions.
I by the way, like to your point at the beginning, like my thought on this is not like TV is better than movies, because I think that there are,
and I don't think movies are necessarily better than TV, actually. I guess I struggle to commit to television, and I struggle to almost like, I don't know, I feel like everything is a goddamn show now. And like I remember like watching I forgot what it was. It was with Nicole Kidman and it's that miniseries called The Undoing, I think it's called.
Oh,
do you know what that with
Isn't Hugh Grant?
Hugh Grant, yeah, exactly. I remember watching that and thinking like, this could have been a movie, a fun little thriller movie. Yeah. And, it's just a lot of the times I know that it makes sense. Obviously, from an economic standpoint, of course, serialization of content makes perfect sense, right? I just kind of wish that some certain stories were just not certain stories don't always need to be serialized so much.
No, I agree. And I think that there's like a version of this conversation too, where it's like, well, there's a business reason that things become TV shows, and that certain things become movies. But I think it's like interesting to think about it too from just like a pure artistic angle, which I agree. Like there are shows that it's like, I feel like you're padding this. There isn't the necessary sort of like thought about what would best serve the story, and maybe it is purely financial, but I think that's like kind of less interesting to talk about.
I have no patience for like shows that, in fact, I'll go back to this era of like prestige TV, because this was like an era again. Like I remember, big Hollywood actors going on, fighting for TV roles was such a new thing at the time. People were like, wait, really? People were, fucking George Clooney fought so hard to become to become a Hollywood actor and not a television actor. And that was difficult. That was the whole thing, right? With TV actors not wanting to be in TV and going, and either you're a TV actor or you're a movie actor. And remember that shift happening from movies to TV. And even directors, like Soderbergh or whatever, doing The Knick, which I love. So I remember all those shows coming out, and I know HBO and Showtime were a big part of it. But I just had no patience for a lot of those shows, because they were like, people would say, it gets good in the third season. It's like,
they find their rhythm in the third season.
It's like, no, if you only just spend 37 hours of your time watching the show, it's gonna get good at the 38th hour or whatever. And I'm not gonna do that. I have no patience for that kind of stuff. I love a movie because it's condensed into one unit. I love a miniseries too.
Yeah.
The same.
I was gonna say like Show Me a Hero. That I feel like
I love that. I love it.
That was great to be. I think it needed the time to tell that story.
See, that's the thing. I don't know. That could have been. I love The Undoing. I love Show Me a Hero. I love like a lot of Mayor of Easttown. I love a good miniseries. But sometimes I'm like, oh man, this could have been I'd rather have a long movie. Like
I'm thinking
2-hour
too, though,
movie.
like ensembles. I feel like can be really good in a TV show. Like a cast when there's like multiple stories and you could do that in a movie.
Yeah.
But there is like an economy that you have to exercise in a movie that I think is really good for, but then you also have like it's really good for certain stories that you're telling.
Yeah.
I do, as I'm talking though, I'm like, I do miss the epic movie too, like a Lawrence of Arabia or.
In fact, I just said earlier, I was like, hey, movies could be longer, like 2 hours, but I think movies are like 3 hours now, and I think that epic kind of length is coming back for certain directors.
But sometimes it's also just like, no, make us shorter. This is not a good movie.
Yes.
Like you killed it with bloat.
Okay, well, in the same way that it makes sense to like economically make everything a series.
Yeah.
At the same time, films that are made for the theatrical experience are longer now because now tickets are like what, $26 or whatever.
Do you think it's a bang for your buck?
I think it's a bang for your buck. That's the reason also why concerts are like 3.5 hours.
That I get. I feel like
because you're spending $500 on a ticket to see a show, and I wish tickets were cheaper and shows were shorter.
My thing is like, how long am I supposed to not pee for? I'm not paying $50 or more, depending on the show.
I know, depending on the show, you gotta pee in the middle. That's the worst time. You gotta go back, and
in the movies,
you lose your spot.
A strategy because they're like, oh, they have to rewatch it because they missed that middle point when they had to go to the bathroom. You got most of the movie, but what happened in the crucial 10 minutes while I had to run to the bathroom?
Yeah, there's a movie theater in LA that plays the sound of my friend Christian was telling me about it. He was like, this is a movie theater, the movie theater that Tarantino owns. I forgot the name.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
But you can still hear the movie as you go to the bathroom. It's still playing.
Yeah.
But then he said, but that's how movie theaters used to be, I think.
They pipe it through.
They pipe the sound through, you can still hear it in the bathroom so you don't miss anything.
Yeah.
That's kind of great.
Yeah.
Let's bring that back.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like films that are made for the movie theater, I'm talking about obviously like the big auteur type.
Yeah.
The only films that Hollywood, the only auteur films that Hollywood backs nowadays, which are usually like films by known directors. Those directors, they insist on having these movies to be, 3.5 hours.
I was going to say, like, I think it's, I don't know, doing no research on it. I feel like it's less about we want the movie to be longer for bang for your buck. Concerts, I feel like it's different, but I feel like it is more like, hey, no one's coming to the movies anymore. I'm Paul Thomas Anderson. Like, if you want this movie, like, it's going to be the way I want to do this movie.
Yeah.
Or Scorsese with Killers of the Flower Moon. Like,
right.
I feel like our auteurs have, like, a lot more weight. And it's interesting in that, too. You think about, I don't think it's totally the same, but I know people were saying with Golden Age of television, like, a lot of those people got to, like, do things that they weren't able to do with movies or...
Correct, yeah.
And they had a lot of more leeway to do that. And I feel like with movies at this point, there is a bit more of that happening again, where you still have your huge blockbusters, but there's this like moment of the Marvel movies kind of like faltering right now. And it really being about like, okay, directors are going to bring people to the theaters if anything's gonna work, it's not the same level as like what happened with TV, but I feel like there is like,
maybe, even though at the same time I feel like I forgot who I heard this from someone, maybe another podcast, I don't know, but
no promotion unless
I know some media podcast, they were saying how studios don't want to finance a lot of these like the PTA and movies or Scorsese or these big auteurs that even though they have obviously a dedicated audience, they're like, they're gonna spend millions of dollars on a theatrical because they're gonna insist on a theatrical. And it's so expensive. And if it's not a Marvel movie, we keep referring to Marvel as like, but even that's kind of, there's a bit of a fatigue.
They've
now
lost
happening.
it. Yeah. I don't, but I almost kind of feel like, does that mean, this is like so off topic now, but is that like the death of the theater at that point, you know? Because
because you're still like,
sorry. Is that the death of the theater chain? Like AMC's or
yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, I know. I don't know. We went to the movie theater on Saturday. We saw The Secret Agent, and they were premiering Scream 7, which, by the way, I didn't know. I had no idea they were making another Scream.
They got
it. Have to.
They have to finish that story.
You know what's shocking?
It's actually a 7-part miniseries.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Just wait till the 9th movie.
It's like Boyhood. They're going through the whole life.
Yeah, exactly. But you know what's really funny is that I always like scoff at like, oh, Scream 7 or like Despicable Me 6 or whatever, and then you look at like the box office, right? And it's like Scream 7 made $5 trillion on the box office.
People still screaming these days.
People gotta scream. They can't get enough of Ghostface. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like, to me, it boggles my mind. But as long as those movies continue to make trillions of dollars, the studios will continue to make them, and and chains will continue to exist, the AMC's and all that stuff.
Yeah, and I think kind of going to the topic too. It's like, I think that you're like the idea. Okay, TV, like a TV show, the ideas would be better as a movie. I mean, I don't know. I think there are so many vices like what we're talking about in movies too. Like, I think they just have different pitfalls that they can hit, and I think that it would probably be interesting to see a really good idea made as like the movie version versus the TV version, given they're like executing it on a level that's leaning into the strengths of each of those mediums.
Yeah. No, I know what you mean.
Like, I don't know, you can't, I'm trying to think of like, you could probably, I don't want to keep like falling on Succession, but or The Wire. The Wire, one of my favorite shows. Hot take over here.
I mean, this is an example of a show. Everybody's like, this is the show. This is the best show. It marks like that one of the first like smart show, like well written, well done, etc. I can't get into it.
Did you try it?
I've tried it.
Okay.
I've tried The Sopranos. I've tried The Wire. I've tried Breaking Bad. I've tried everything.
How much time did you spend on The Wire?
Maybe 3 episodes.
Okay. And I know that earlier we were talking about, it gets good. I actually think the thing stays good, but I think that it doesn't do a lot of the, like an episode of The Wire. If you look at like a Game of Thrones example, another show I love for different reasons, like you have the hook in the beginning. This is actually kind of very typical TV. Hook in the beginning.
Yeah.
A lot of like, we didn't have budget to do anything else, so here's padding in the middle.
Yeah.
Hook at the end, so you watch the next one.
I can't with that.
And The Wire is not like that.
It's not like that.
I think that every episode is sort of based on whatever they're trying to, what's the theme or the story being told in that episode. You could have an episode that has like, a surprise in Act 1, or it could just be like nothing the entire time because it is a lot more quiet type of story. And where those beats come throughout the season too, I feel like are not really following on the typical, which there's nothing wrong with, but like the typical beats of like a TV show that are a product of what those shows had to do on television to like be a frictionless sort of, you should tune in next week because you know what you're gonna get, and like here are the, you don't have to think too much about this. Nowadays it's like, on top of that you have the phone that you're like you're using at the same time. But even back when you're having family dinner and you're like, you just want to have something familiar that you can all throw on. Are you someone who could you watch a movie and then watch another completely different movie in one night, or do you do that frequently?
I've done that. I don't do it frequently.
Yeah.
Because Sneak and I live with Nika and we have to sort of but and she can't handle, I think, 2 movies in a row. She needs like a break or whatever. But I could watch movies all day long.
Yeah.
She'd be like, she's like this is like as if we're sick. She associates like she associates binging movies with being sick, because that's the only time where it's acceptable for her to watch like several movies in one day. You don't have
to be productive. You can watch pound movies
or shows. We've watched shows. I mean, honestly, I have I've binge watched True Detective when I was last time I was really sick. That show makes a lot of sense when you have like when you have a fever and you're watching the whole thing.
You're like, that killer really had a point of view.
Yeah. No, but when you're like drifting in and out in a feverish kind of like, and you're watching True Detective.
Yeah.
It just kind of it hits differently. I actually recommend it.
You know, it's funny.
I recommend watching True Detective with a fever.
Yeah. So on similar note, the first time I ever saw In Bruges, I had mono and I was like incredibly sick. And Joey was like, mutual friend Joey was like, you should really watch this movie. I love it. And I was like, okay. I'm just like dying on my couch and I watch it. And a big part of that movie is that it has this sort of like purgatory.
Yeah. Like waiting
for judgment. And there's like literally like a artist, or what is it? Like an art house movie being shot there. And there's like a lot of mist and stuff. And that really did do something for me with that movie. It's just like being delirious and watching this sort of like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, thinking about that too, like something interesting about movies is I do really know where I was when I watched certain movies that mean a lot to me. Whereas like a show is usually like a lot more, I don't know. It's
different parts of your life. You can,
I think more about with show. Maybe this, I don't know how, I'm going to throw this out there and see how I feel about it. But I feel like more with shows, I think about the people that are also watching it with me that I talk to about the show on an ongoing basis, or like, oh guys, the new season of Game of Thrones is like
it's like a community.
Like, do you guys want to get together one night and watch it, or like, did you see that or whatever? Whereas like, and you can kind of build a ritual around that show almost. We did that in college with Game of Thrones for sure. Whereas like a movie, I think about like, I remember I saw Looper in theaters in college, and it was like I like had to go to the hospital.
Really?
Like I
had such an impact on you.
I had horrible like pain in my side basically, and my dad was like visiting the college, and I really wanted him to see the movie. And we were scheduled to see it, but
is this a Bradley Cooper?
This is a Joseph Gordon-Levitt movie.
I don't know, I'm thinking of something else. Okay.
And I really wanted him to see it, so I didn't tell him that I felt horrible. And then after the movie was done, I was like, and I got his take on it, and we talked about it a bit. I was like, yeah, I think I need to go to the ER. And like that's something I like deeply associate with that movie. Or like,
my God.
I remember that about In Bruges because it was just such a particular, thing.
Yeah, because movies are kind of events.
They're
they're tied to like there's a moment, right? And TV is kind of like it's not a moment in time. It's like it's a period of your life, or a mood, right?
Yeah,
it's not necessarily a moment. It's a mood. TV is a mood.
I'm thinking about it like inside jokes, almost like Game of Thrones. Us all seeing it together, it's almost like an inside joke. Like you have to have the context, to know, like to be a part of that whole hang with it and that moment or mood of it, I guess. Whereas like you could go see Looper at any time, and you're seeing the same like concentrated, movie that I saw. And you're getting the whole thing in like one dose.
I know, exactly. When I've been excited about a show, like The Knick, and I remember at the time where I was really excited about The Knick when it came out, but nobody's had seen the Nick. And
except for me sitting, another country away.
Did you watch the Nick?
I saw like the first couple episodes, and
and then you were like,
but I saw it like I had to sneak to the basement and watch it because it was like
it's so graphic.
Because this is like beginning of like pre or what is it like?
Yeah, it takes place in a hospital in New York.
But this was the beginning of like TV being pushing
okay.
like I think of like a Dexter or a Showtime, the Showtime shows like Shameless or whatever. There's edgier stuff on TV that wasn't like sanctioned by my parents. Is what I'm getting at.
Right,
Like,
I see.
Watching the Nick, I had to like go down to the basement, or watching Shameless, I had to go down to the basement and watch it because I didn't know if I was allowed to to be watching.
Remember we were in a pub in London and we met those med students, those two girls. Remember that? And they were you work at TV. And, and they're like, I love ER and like we because we were talking like what kind of medical shows do you guys like? And they're like Scrubs and ER. And I was drunk. I was like, have you seen the Nick? You gotta watch the Nick. And they're like, no, yeah. It's like, oh man, you gotta watch it. It's Steven Soderbergh. Yeah.
Anyway,
remember just insisting.
It opens in a theater. Imagine London.
They cut a British. Clive Owen. Come on, they cut the first episode. I think it's like a pregnant woman is in like
it's like we're back in London.
It's like I was describing this first episode where this pregnant woman has a complication and she's in the operating theater. They're in the operating theater and Clive Owen's like washing his hands and then proceeds to just like knife her open, rip the baby out or whatever, and it's like it's bloody mess everywhere. It's like you can see everything. It's like this cutting of the stomach, it's opening, there's blood everywhere, everything's like spilling out, and then he's like she's dead, and like
killed her.
I was like, god damn, yeah, Clive. That's what happens when you cut a woman open like that.
They're just figuring stuff out.
They're just like but he's like sweating too. He's like I tried everything I could. It's like, I don't think you did, man. I don't think you tried everything. Anyway.
Tangent. What happened to Clive Owen?
Man, yeah. He last time I saw him was in another TV show. He played Bill Clinton in American Crime Story season 2 or 3.
Okay.
Where about the Monica Lewinsky scandal. Remember that?
No, tell me about it.
Not the scandal.
Clive Owen had a knife again, shockingly.
He plays Bill Clinton. Murderous Bill Clinton is Ryan Murphy. So it's very outrageous. No.
About American Horror
This was
Story.
a few years ago.
Yeah.
Also, Ryan Murphy's got to be stopped. Somebody's got to stop that.
That is a problem with TV.
Yeah.
Is that some of these people, I guess that happens with directors too, but they have less shots.
They do, yeah, it's true.
Ryan Murphy's like,
all right,
guys,
this
time
I've
got
this idea.
Got it.
I promise you, it's
sort of like Glee, but not
at all. It's oh my god.
Remember when I got Lady Gaga on American Horror Story? It's gonna be just like that.
Yeah, exactly. This is the problem with television, is that everything just becomes the same.
But on the flip side, how many movies does M. Night get? Although he brought it back with Trap.
That man,
I did like
you did
that
like Trap?
Yeah, actually.
I liked how M. Night gets a pass because everybody because his movies are bad, but
maybe him and Ryan Murphy should do something together.
His movies are not bad. I mean, look, the thing about him is that he's made a lot of bad movies, and he's got like maybe a few good ones, and the few good ones makes us forget about all the bad ones.
It's been a while.
Yeah, I know.
It's been a while.
I love them. I love the Village.
Actually, I never saw that like as an adult. I only saw it.
I really liked that movie.
Yeah.
I thought it was a really nice kind of like a great, I don't know, a great little quiet little horror thriller. I don't know. But yeah, Trap.
I like part of that though too. I feel like is
the trailer has the
Hartnett was like,
oh yeah, he's good.
He's doing it. Yeah.
I remember watching the trailer for Trap and being like, "Oh man, even the trailer's got a twist." There's a twist in the trailer.
Well, you saw it, right?
Yeah, there's like 6 or 7
like
twists.
I was like, wow, they must have got some twists up this. I was like, either this is a terrible movie and we already know the twist, or M. Night's like,
I love.
Here's what I was missing: is I need to put 7 twists in the same movie.
Knock at the Cabin. Have you seen that one?
No.
The twist on that one is that it's got no twist.
Whoa.
Which is crazy because the movie sets you up like, oh my god, this is no way. This is like the setup. This is not going to happen. And then it's like, yeah, it's exactly what I said it was going to happen. Happened. And that's the twist.
I was thinking earlier too, like, I don't know, like TV shows. I think that because it's a longer medium, there's like less attention on the per pound, like per capita, I guess, of a show.
Sure.
I mean, I think about like a poem or a short story versus like a novel too. Like there's a lot more room in a novel to have like a chapter that drags or whatever, but the novel is still good. Whereas like in a poem, especially, like every single beat of it is like, not only is it about, it all has to be good to like get you hooked in and everything, but I think that there is an expectation that you will read it over and over and over again and think about it in so many different ways too, that like if you think about why a show might struggle and not be the right medium for a certain story, is like, how much do I have to remember season 1 to know what's happening in season 5? You know? I think that is where something like that doesn't feel as suited, depending on what story you're trying to tell.
Yeah. I mean, it depends on the book, whether a book is more suited for a movie or a show, I guess. I mean, the obvious answer is a show, right? Because you have more time to sort of flesh out it depends. That's the thing. It really depends. I think, you know, look, it all comes down to, if you have a story to tell, what's the best medium for that story? What's the best format? As someone who actually likes, I know I started the show by saying, like, there's no such thing as a good TV show. I don't fully mean that. But I do kind of wish, and you've heard me talk about this before, but I kind of wish, now that television is kind of the lines are getting blurred between TV content. There's obviously like television shows, but there's also like content creation, right? There's like shows that exist on YouTube, on Instagram, even, right?
Yeah.
Now I want to see artists, filmmakers, whatever, writers, actors really experiment with the serialized format. Yeah. I really want to see something exciting, because I feel like we're at a point where these formats are struggling to stay on their lanes. Like a movie is made for a movie theater, a television show is made for television, but like these methods of distribution are now like, you know, technology is like now making it impossible so for you to know where the line is. We should probably close it off.
Myrtle vs. Wyckoff is hosted by Alejandro Veciana. Music by Tom Criblay, who records as TC. And I'm your producer, Marissa Keeley Brown. Until next time.
No. No, no, I will not do that. That's it. Let's finish it. Let's stop recording.
You know my 3 books?
What are your 3 books?
Okay, we got Fellowship of the Ring, The Two Towers, and actually just The Hobbit. You know?
Ooh,
It's like
little
a
curveball
flashback.
there.
And then,
Yeah.